How can you tell if someone's vegan? Don't worry, they'll let you know. It's funny. I bet I could go stand out on the street corner, and in less than 5 minutes, I'll have somebody coming up to me, letting me know all about the virtues of veganism. Hey guys, Uncle John here, UncleJohnSoap.com. Yep, it's been over 2 months since I did a video. I feel like I'm in a confessional when I do that. So really, I don't really have problems with vegans. You know, I like to joke around and things like that. I make fun of myself too. What I have a problem with is people who want to jam it down my throat and demonize me for not being vegan or seeing their viewpoints exactly the way they think they should be viewed. And the people who, jump my butt because not everything I make is vegan. In fact, what I'd like to talk about right now is how it's almost impossible, to make a fully vegan bar of soap. Now look, I understand the premise behind being a vegan. Wanting to avoid animal cruelty, exploitation of animals, destroying habitat, things like that. But I don't think a lot of people, including many vegans or many who claim to be vegan, I don't think they understand truly how far down this rabbit hole you can really go. It'll make you nuts, unless you're nuts already. So while there are different variations of veganism, just like religions, I'm mostly looking at the hardcore do it my way or you're, wrong. Kind of like the LDS kids that invade our neighborhood every Saturday morning. Wanting to demonize me for not believing exactly what they believe. So let's take a look at the actual definition of veganism. Veganism is a philosophy and a way of living which seeks to exclude, as far as is possible and practicable, remember that term, all forms of exploitation of and cruelty to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose, and by extension promotes the development and use of animal-free alternatives for the benefit of animals, humans, and the environment. In dietary terms, it denotes the practice of dispensing with all products derived wholly or partly from animals. So remember some of those key terms I just said in that definition. So now we're going to look at why it is almost impossible to make a vegan soap. Well, I guess I'm just going to do most of the video from here because my neighbors have the music a little loud and I'll probably get demonetized. Who knows? That and the gas-powered hedge trimmer out there. Alright, so let's start with Castile soap. Vegan, right? Hold on, not so fast there, Skippy. While some olive producers don't require any pollinators, some variants can be self-pollinating. Most of them are not and require some sort of pollinator, mostly bees. And even the ones who don't require pollinators, such as honeybees and things like that, they still have bees visit their orchards. Is olive trees? Are they orchards? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know. They still have bees visit and help pollinate because bees like the flowers from the trees. Is that exploitation of bees? Is that taking advantage of their direct labor to help pollinate those trees and that fruit? And by extension, this is being sold. This is a product being sold for a profit. Does that make it any more exploitation? Rapeseed oils. The category is huge. Canola, you name it. That should surely be vegan, right? They're vegetable-based. Rapeseed oil production relies heavily on bees and other pollinators. And again, sold for a profit. In fact, most of the oils and fats that we would use to make a true soap, real soap, not a detergent bar, will in some way impact animals and insects alike. Either by, utilizing the labor of those animals to help pollinate or transport. In some countries, they use animals still to pull carts, to pull things to processing. Or the environment by taking up animal habitat. I mean, how far down this rabbit hole do we go? Oh, by the way, all vegetable farming, fruit farming, things like that, for human consumption impacts animal habitat in one way, shape, or form. Unless you have a property that never had trees on it and you grow your own food organically, hate that term, but anyway, it's still impacting the environment by taking away habitat. But let's not get off into the weeds too far, so to speak. Honey and soap. Honey's definitely a no-no. Bees produce honey, and then we steal it from the bees. Now, mind you, bees don't utilize all of their honey. They only use a very small portion of their honey to sustain life. Same with beeswax. Absolutely not. The bees make that wax. Never mind the fact that they only use a very small portion of their wax for capping the honeycomb. How about milks and soap? Goat's milk, that's a really popular soap. Nope. Comes right from the goat or cow or whatever, camel. Good luck with that. So that also means no lard, no tallow, no byproducts from the meat industry. How about coffee? I know people like to put coffee and maybe coffee grounds into their soaps for a nice scrub. Coffee's a plant. Oh yeah, that's right. Some varieties of coffee plants are self-pollinating and don't require the use of pollinators such as honeybees. Some do require pollinators such as honeybees. Do you know the difference? Which one is which? Might want to think about that before you go to the next fancy coffee house to see your favorite barista. Essential oils, right? Natural. We've been over this before. Natural doesn't always mean good. But they're plant-based, so they're good for, at least vegans, right? Hold on there, Scooter. Essential oils, most of them are derived from plants and trees and shrubs and things like that. Remind me again, how do most plants, trees, and shrubs get pollinated? Remind me again, do plants, trees, and shrubs provide habitat for animals, insects, birds? Fragrances. That seems kind of safe, right? Fragrances are man-made. They're synthetically derived. Well, they're synthetically created in a lab. Well, while there are some fragrances that are 100% man-made, there are tons of them that are combinations of essential oils and synthetic fragrances. Do you know which ones are which? A lot of fragrance companies aren't even required to put exactly which components are which. They don't have to publicize that to you because most of the time they're proprietary. Wow. So you're going to take a gamble there on that one. How about colorant? Oh, got me there again. In general, there might be a good possibility of finding a vegan-friendly colorant. But again, that would require understanding how each and every colorant is produced. Some colors still come from good old-fashioned beetle shells, certain shades of red. Some come from plants, which again, we've been over this, the whole plant thing. Pollination, habitat. And then some colorants are still mined. Wow, mining, when it comes to minerals like this, usually destroys habitat. Man, this is hard. How about glycerin? Surely vegetable glycerin is safe to use in a vegan soap, right? Vegetable glycerin, also known as glycerol, I'm going to read this part to you. Vegetable glycerin, also known as glycerol, is a clear liquid typically made from soybean, coconut, or palm oils. It's odorless and has a mild sweet taste with a syrup consistency. Vegetable glycerin is particularly popular in the cosmetic industry, but has several other uses as well. Oh, soybean. They use bees to pollinate. Coconut? Not so sure, but I do know that a lot of coconut production can affect habitat. Palm oil? Oh my gosh. Don't even get me started on how people feel about palm oil. Because we don't know which palm oil they got. Did they get the sustainable stuff or the non-sustainable stuff? Well, I guess we're just all screwed. By we, I mean you guys, because I'm going to keep doing what I do. And I would recommend to you to keep doing what you do. Follow your own conscience, your own beliefs, your own religion, your own whatever. But for me, I'm going to keep doing what I do the way I want to do it based on my belief system to the best of my ability with as little impact on the environment and other animals as possible. By the way, I don't think drinking cow milk really hurts the cows, but okay. Unless I find a better way. But the best you can do is to work with resources you have available to you that you can afford within the belief system that you hold. A lot of it's, some of it's cultural, some of it's religious, like I said. Some of it's just how do you feel about it? Do what's good for you based on how you feel and how you work. But most of all, don't let anyone else belittle you for your beliefs. Like I said, I have nothing against vegans. It's not for me. Vegetarianism is not for me either, in case you couldn't tell. Anyway. But don't let somebody else dictate to you how you should run your business, how you should make your soap, how you should feed your family, how you should live your life. If you're not out torturing kittens and other animals, bravo. I do think there are some moral lines in this world. But I think as far as a lot of vegans go, I think they take those lines way too far. That's fine for them. You do what you want to do for you and your family. And I'll do what I'm going to do for me and my family and my customers. And I know not all vegans are going to be this way. Not every vegan is militant. I've run across my fair share of militant vegans. And a lot that are ill-informed, too. So anyway, to sum it all up, do what you need to do. Do what you want to do. Follow your heart and your beliefs. And while I think that a truly vegan soap might be possible, and I'm talking about real soap, look up the definition of soap. While it may be possible, that would be a boring ass soap. Well, thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. If you've enjoyed this content, do me a favor. Would you consider giving this video a like? Maybe subscribe to the channel? And click that little bell icon so you don't miss the fat guy rambling about soap stuff. See ya.